That snaps for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but.
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
We can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey,
The
Rashad.
Diddy stuff, I didn't think I'd be streaming for 2 hours tonight, but we gonna let it fly. It's a school night. It's not even Thursday. At least on Thursdays, you can be like, oh, I can sleep on Friday. No, I got normal day of work tomorrow, but let's get into it, man.
In the courtroom where this trial is taking place, and I was sitting right behind Cassie Ventura's husband, and I watched him as he sort of glared at Sean Combs at times, at the family, especially during the period of time where the prosecution showed photos of 13 men, different races, predominantly Black men. These are all men that Cassie was able to identify in terms of names sometimes and where these freak-offs, these alleged freak-offs took place, from cities like LA, Miami, New York, Las Vegas, etc. I can only imagine.
You didn't say Atlanta.
How painful it must be to sit there and listen to that testimony regarding your wife and the number
Jericho.
of people that she says she had sex with because of these freak-offs. Something else worth noting is that Ventura continues to say this was all about what Sean Combs wanted. So today she mentioned that she said she primarily reached out to the escorts, but says that was her job and Combs expected her to do so. We'll, of course, have more with the testimony that's still happening right now inside federal court.
Crazy for sure. What is this? Let me see.
I'm going to do some quick takeaways really fast from this afternoon. I'm in an Uber. Cassie finished her direct examination and there were some bombshells. You can find my full video on YouTube, but really quick here, some really big things today that we learned. We learned about Kid Cudi, their relationship, and what Diddy allegedly said to Kid Cudi when Kid Cudi asked him himself, what about my vehicle? Diddy said, what about your vehicle? And when he first found...
Oh, man. If this is true, this dude a real super villain, bro. He was moving like a real super villain, like Superfly. What's the dude that used to have the Pootie Tang? He was moving like all them put together.
Found out about Cassie and Kid Cudi. Cassie alleged that he lunged at her with a wine opener. And then after they got into it, a few days later, he kicked her in the back and she had a huge bruise that we saw. Her mom actually took these pictures when Cassie went home for Christmas in Connecticut. And then she ended up breaking off things with Kid Cudi after Diddy had threatened them. And we saw an email actually that Cassie wrote her.
Right, so when Kid Cudi was dealing, so they was like dating consistently. And so was she with Puff at the time? Like I know like so was like they're on and off, and when she was dealing with Kid Cudi, they were off or something?
Her mother, and the subject line was threats. And she told her mother, I'm thinking, to get it out there just in case anything happened. She said that Diddy was threatening to hurt her and Scott, who's Kid Cudi, but he wouldn't do it by his own hands. He would have someone else do it when he was out of the country. Rico. And then she said that he threatened to release videos of her, sex tape videos, which we know as FOs. But it was crazy. Cassie also alleged that he raped her in 2018 after they went to a dinner, a closure dinner. And she said that he dropped her off at home. He followed her inside and he raped her on the floor of her living room. It was very tragic, very sad. But then the prosecutor asked her, well, did you see him again after that? And were you with him physically after that? And she said yes. That wasn't great, but it's very complicated. Something else that I thought was huge, they were talking about Cassie's drug use and opioids and where she got the opioids, and she got them from Diddy for a number of years. And it turns out he got them from different doctors that were writing him scripts and would change the names for him. It would be his name, assistants' names, Cassie's names. I thought that was huge. Cassie also disclosed to us that she settled with him, her 2023 lawsuit, for $20 million.
$20 million?
You asked me because what she went through, oh my goodness. And then we heard about more beatings where security guards like D-Rock would walk in, see her.
Man, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. If I paid $20 million and I still had to go to prison because your testimony is, man, come on. Woo-wee. That's smart on her end. I don't know if it was her husband that orchestrated that. I don't want to give all the credit to men. You know, like a woman can be intelligent as well and things of that sort for sure. But whoever facilitated that, they mastered that play to the T. If this man Diddy about to do some prison time, some serious prison time, he facing life. If Diddy gets a crazy prison sentence and he already had to pay $20 million to settle a whole year or two before, like what she say? Lost double time, man.
Her huddled under a toilet with knots and blood everywhere, and he cried. She said that he actually cried. And after one specific beating, and this was part of her lawsuit, but hearing Cassie talk about it herself on the stand was, oh my gosh, insane. He had her stay at the London Hotel for 7 to 10 days, wouldn't let her leave. She begged to leave to go see her mom, and he said no, not until she was healed. It was awful to witness. Again, we heard about many beatings, many awful beatings. Another time, the beating where he stomped her face in his car and she ran off, and then Roger Bonds wants to chase after her, brought her back to Diddy's house. She had black eyes again, knots.
It sounded like the thing that happened allegedly with Playboy Cardi a few years ago with Brandy, where she said that they things kind of got physical, and that she was trying to like call the police from her car. They like tried to drag her, a woman on his team tried to drag her, as she alleged, drag her back in the house. It seems like a thing of like when something happens in that situation, like the person might try to get away and then they kind of bring them back in so they, I guess, don't tell.
He was vomiting, and she testified that even this time when Diddy saw her, he was like, oh my gosh, and his demeanor totally changed. She said that she saw him get violent with assistants. She saw him drag assistant Mia out of bed one time when he wanted her phone and Mia wouldn't give him the phone. She testified that she saw him hit someone named Eli in the side of the head in a car. Another time he hit her friend over the head with a wooden hanger. We heard about the balcony dangle, which was more like he dangled her friend for a second and then pulled her back up and threw her on patio furniture. I mean, not like it's that much better. And then, yeah, we heard about like just things that maybe we knew, but she expanded on a lot of it. I'm trying to think. We saw text messages as well when they broke up. Diddy and Cassie broke up, and he wanted her iPad. He said, you've got a lot of skeletons on that iPad, you know, I want it. And he also talked about wanting his money. And then she wrote back like, you know, do you want me to tell the truth? It's a lot more than this iPad. And I'm paraphrasing. And the money he allegedly wanted was the money that he paid Alex Fine, the trainer he hired for Cassie, who is now her husband. There was also, let me see. Oh yeah, the text messages. Let me see.
I know he hated that. Tom Brady. Lose your wife to the wife's trainer. Crazy.
No, I think that, listen, go to my video on YouTube. I have a lot of it there. I need to type it all out because there was so much. But I'd say these were my main takeaways for today in 5 minutes.
Appreciate that. Y'all make sure y'all support Lauren Collin. She's a reporter up there in New York.
I'm gonna do some quick.
Y'all make sure y'all support her as well. That was some great reporting. 5 minutes from an Uber. Here's the 15-minute video. I'll just play it straight all the way through. And yeah, we'll do it like that. YouTube probably yellow mark this one. So if anything, I might do like the first couple reports and then this as a whole nother video. Oh yeah, YouTube definitely getting me out of here for this one. Okay, all right. Yeah. That's okay. I might end it right there. Let me see if Okay, so he was leaving. Here's the hotel security people. They're talking to him now. And they get both sides of the story. And okay. Wow. I think he's cooked. What did Drewski say? Good news, the payment went through. Bad news, they gave you life. I think he's cooked, bro. At least for something. Like, I guess the thing that they're gonna have to prove, the you know what I'm saying, the business of it. But I mean, they done brought the people in from Craigslist allegedly. I don't know, man. And them folks tell them stories in detail, and all their stories sound the same about how they got contacted, who contacted them, why she contacted them, and she says why she contacted them. And you got this on camera, bro. It ain't looking too good, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, but yeah, that's the latest updates of Diddy. I didn't get too much into it just because those first couple videos, reports from Jerica, and hold on, let me get the other young woman's name, Lauren. Both of those reports were like kind of 5-8 minutes, and I didn't want to take too much time of it. So we didn't get too much into it today, but there'll be stuff every single day for the rest of the trial. So don't worry about it. If you're new to the channel, as always, this is the Road to 5K Subs. My name is Rashad Milligan. Have a good morning, a good evening, a good afternoon, whenever you're watching this. I said afternoon twice. And remember, if nobody else told you today, I care for you.
That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but.
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
We can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.